This video is for viewers to gain an understanding of the importance of connecting the classroom to the school-wide expectations, to use pre-corrections to proactively prevent problem behavior, and the benefits of having classroom procedures. PBIS Tier 1 at the school level has the following elements. Each school has 3 to 5 school-wide expectations, with expectation posters specific to different locations hung throughout the building. Schools should have a T-chart of classroom versus office managed behaviors, a school-wide acknowledgement system, teaching of weekly cool tools or behavioral lessons to all students, the use of the PBIS Big 5 data on a monthly basis to make decisions and ensure that this data is shared with all staff members, and all staff members should use PBIS language throughout the school. PBIS Tier 1 at the classroom level includes classroom procedures and expectations for all students, the pre-correction before all transitions, redirection of students who fail to meet the expectations and allow them a chance to meet them, positive acknowledgement of all students, corrective feedback to students who fail to meet the expectations, and the active supervision of all students. Every classroom needs to have procedures and expectations set from the first day. To do this, you want to create a classroom matrix which connects all classroom rules to the school-wide expectations. You will create specific rules to various locations and transitions within the classroom. These should be specific to your subject matter and grade level and should be hung in the classroom for all students to see. Taking time at the beginning of the school year to go over these procedures and expectations will save you time throughout the school year but not having to constantly stop to correct behaviors. Here is an example of a high school classroom matrix. As you can see, across the top are various transitions and locations within the classroom. And down the side are the 3 school-wide expectations. Throughout the matrix then are the classroom-specific rules for each of those transitions within the 3 school-wide expectations. Pre-correction occurs anytime students are entering a new area, for example, before you dismiss them at the end of class, or when transitioning within a classroom, from going into a large group into small groups. To do pre-correction, you just stop, teach the expectations, show the poster, wait to see the expectations of the students and ensure they understand them, and then transition into the new area.
And we remembered our expectations, right? Yeah. Okay, now remember, when we're talking about our test today, we have to be safe. Wait, hold on 1 minute. We have to be safe, right? Right? We have to be safe? Yeah. Right, and we have to make sure we're doing our best on our work correctly. Right, and also guys, when we are taking the test, there's absolutely no talking. That means voices are off. Can we do a sample of voices being off? Perfect. I don't want to hear a sound, okay? Next, you need to stay in your seat. If you need my attention, you need to do what? We need to do what? Can I see an example raising a hand? Not no, hey, Miss Williams, I need to quietly raise your hand. Okay, good job. Also, guys, our last thing, do your own work. I do not want you looking at her paper. Not today anyway, okay? No cheating, guys. We want to make sure you're using your own mind. I saw you talking here. I know you probably was asking a question about the test. So you can ask your questions before, but when we get the test, no talking. Does anybody have any questions? Sure? Okay, what's one of our expectations during test taking? Being silent. Thank you for raising your hand. Good job.
Raise our hand.
Raise your hand when you have a question. Excellent. Do your own work. Okay, one more. Stay in your seat. You guys have got it. So let me give you the amendment. And remember, when we're in our small groups in about a minute or so, we're going to always remember our PBIS expectations. To be safe, that means we're going to keep our hands and our feet and objects to ourselves. And also to stay in our small group areas. Don't go wandering around, okay? We need to stay focused into our small groups. Also, we're going to be respectful. We're going to listen. We're going to open up our ears and listen to everybody in the group because everyone has an opinion. Then we're going to make sure we use our indoor voices. Do we know what our indoor voices are? Who knows what indoor voices mean in our group? Not loud, but not silent. Having a conversation in our conversation voice. Very good. Also, to be responsible. Contribute to the group. Don't let one person do all the talking, okay? Everyone has great ideas. And also, put away all materials and work on the things that we're working on in the group. Don't bring in your iPod, your iPhone, whatever. Keep everything, your utensils, your writing paper on your desk, what we're going to be working on. And last but not least, when I tell you to clean up, put everything away, and we're going to get back to business of what we're going to do for the next lesson. Does everybody understand? Yeah. All right, let's get into our small groups.
Please pause the video and go through the following scenarios on how you would pre-correct the students. Redirection occurs when the students fail to meet the expectations. When this occurs, you need to remind the students of what the expectations are. Allow for the student to reach the expectations without escalating the situation. If the student is still unsuccessful in reaching the expectations, you want to implement a classroom-level intervention. Such interventions could include proximity to the student, moving the student, calling home, creating a behavior contract with the student, loss of free time, or the acknowledgement of those students meeting the expectations, which provides pressure to those who are not to meet the expectations.
Yes, Demetrius?
Excuse me. Please don't come in like that. Can you please sign into the tardy notebook and get your notebook out? And we're doing the Bill of Rights and the amendments. Thank you. I'll talk to you later about your tardiness, you and Peppers. All right, let's get.
Savior. See it here. Use it, lose it. Oh, man. Thank you, dear.
Please take a moment and pause the video and go over the following scenarios on how you would redirect the students in each situation. The acknowledgement of student behaviors in the classroom setting is another important element of PBIS Tier 1. All positive behaviors should be acknowledged verbally. This should be specific verbal feedback towards the student regarding their specific positive behavior. Teachers may also want to create a classroom acknowledgement system to acknowledge those student behaviors. Some examples of each can be found on our RTI website on the link below if you go into Resources and then in Behavior or under the Professional Development section. Some examples of verbal acknowledgements include: thank you for being respectful and sitting quietly to take your test. I like the way you were safe and walked down the hallway. Or, great to see you being responsible and coming prepared and on time to school today. Take a moment and pause the video and go over how you would verbally acknowledge the students in each of the following situations. Another important element of Tier 1 in the classroom is active supervision. Active supervision is when you monitor all students. All students should receive 5 positive for every 1 corrective interaction, and this is for every student. The teacher should move through the area constantly and randomly, scanning the entire room. The teacher should acknowledge all positive behaviors in a positive manner, should set routines and procedures, and the teacher should lead by example so students can follow the staff behavior.
All right, ladies, you guys are doing a wonderful job. You guys are doing the First Amendment. Do you understand the group expectations? Okay, good. Now remember, everybody should be contributing, okay? Last time I only heard from you, Janae, All right, so I want everybody to talk, okay? All right, good job, ladies. Oh, gentlemen, great. Oh, I like what you're writing. You guys were working on the Sixth Amendment, and I think that was about speedy trials. So that's good. Excellent job. You're doing a great job. Excellent. Guys, what's going on here? Do you remember our expectations in groups? You're doing a lot of talking. You have to make sure that you're using your inside voice, and also everybody's contributing to what we're working on. Are you working on what the amendments we're talking about today? Okay, let's keep our voices quiet and make sure we remember to be respectful, okay, and responsible. And responsibility means to get your work done. You got it? All right, thank you guys. Continue over the road.
The teacher has a very important role in the PBIS Tier 1 at a school. The classroom level elements of PBIS include the following: having procedures and classroom specific expectations for all students, the pre-correction of students before any transition, redirection of any students who fail to meet the expectations and allowing them to meet the expectations without escalating the situation, verbal acknowledgement of all positive behaviors, and active supervision of all students at all times.